My 25-cent cabin just hit $10 million, and the HOA tried to snatch it overnight. No buildup, no backstory. The moment the value skyrocketed, the attack began. I bought that forgotten cabin at a county auction for literal pocket change. Nobody cared about it for 30 years. No neighbors, no HOA, no rules. It was just me, a quiet piece of land, and a cabin older than most of the town. Then a billionaire developer announced a luxury sky resort down the road. Property values exploded in less than a week. What used to be a cheap, ignored patch of land turned into a $10 million prime slice of future tourism heaven. And suddenly the HOA, the same HOA that had never once claimed my land, never once contacted me, never once appeared on any map, taped a letter to my door saying, "This cabin is under HOA jurisdiction, vacate within 72 hours, a property I owned." Deeded, registered, paid for, a property they didn't even know existed until it became $10 million. I stormed into their office the same day. Karen behind the desk smiled like she practiced in a mirror and said, "It's always been HOA property, you just didn't realize." I showed the deed. She tried showing me a printed HOA boundary certificate, dated 2 weeks ago. They weren't claiming ownership, they were manufacturing it. By sunset, I had 3 violations emailed to me: unapproved structure, unauthorized living, illegal modifications. They even claimed the cabin violated community aesthetic guidelines, even though my cabin wasn't even inside their community. That night at 3 a.m., I caught headlights creeping across my land. HOA Karen and 2 board members were walking around with flashlights and measuring tape, whispering, "Shift the boundary line to this tree, and he can't argue it." They were literally trying to move the lines in the dark. The next morning, I called a land surveyor, a lawyer who despised HOA more than I did, and a drone operator to document everything. Within 48 hours, we had absolute proof. My land sat 104 feet outside their actual jurisdiction. Their records were forged, their digital map had been edited, they accessed county files illegally to try to absorb my land once it became valuable. When my lawyer delivered the cease and desist alongside the evidence packet, the HOA office went silent. The fake confidence vanished, the state investigator stepped in, then the county prosecutor, then federal agents because tampering with land records is a federal crime. The board was dismantled, Karen was removed. Fines were issued, charges were filed, the HOA collapsed under its own corruption. The county officially stamped my land as sovereign private property, meaning no HOA could ever attempt to claim it again. Not now, not ever. 2 days later, the resort developer reached out with an offer, $12, $6 million, more than the HOA ever dreamed of. All from a cabin I bought for 25 cents, and they still thought they could steal it overnight.